Fox News is confirming, by talking to Robinson's lawyer, that the British public has been told not to speak his name and not to say that he's been imprisoned and not to discuss why he was in prison. That is in official newspapers in the U.S. And Breitbart and others that have UK offices have complied, and now the drudgereport.com Fox News link to that article that I've printed out has been deleted. But I went and found a new URL where it's been reposted but not available in the UK. Do you understand the magnitude of this? It's about a 9 on the Richter scale of tyranny when they are arresting people for reporting on corruption and then disappearing them and then saying, none of you talk about it or you'll be arrested too. That's Nazi Germany level. That's Soviet Russia level. That's Chinese communist level. And you look at the universities are anti-free speech. You look at the left attacking not just me with water, but I saw video over the weekend of 2 different Fox News reporters having coffee and tea thrown on them at restaurants. People videotape it, they walk over, they throw it on you. Next person does that, that's assault, I'm going to clobber you. But that's how authoritarian the left's gotten worldwide, trying to force us into their control. Just got a message from Nigel Farage during the break. He said, Italy is about to explode. And we need to send reporters there. Absolutely. Humanity is awakening. So, if you just joined us, I've got a ton of news coming up. I've got Tommy Robinson's main editor and cameraman joining us, coming up as soon as he gets back in the next few minutes from the huge demonstrations that are ongoing in downtown London at Speaker's Corner at 10 Downing Street, now into day 2 of thousands taking to the streets, running over the police, climbing over the gates. And the mainstream media is only showing close-up shots. I showed shots yesterday that we found of showing the thousands and thousands of people. In fact, if the crew wants to find it, you can just go to any of my reports from yesterday in studio, and I started each report with those where you'll see wide shots that are unbelievable. Now, Colin Robertson, filmmaker, political writer, social commentator, he was banned by the university for critiquing Islam. He is a frequent contributor to TommyRobinson.online. He will be joining us. But this is the reign of terror going on in the UK and in Europe, where you do not criticize Islam in any way because they have put the police in. They put the head of the Border Patrol in the UK. They've got the major mayors in place. It is unbelievable. Now, let's go ahead and go over the Fox News report confirming all this. Just so you know, this is mainstream. But there's a blackout on the reporting, and you think you're reading something about North Korea or the old Soviet Union. This is going on, and now the story's been deleted. Right-wing activist Tommy Robinson reportedly jailed after filming outside child grooming trial. UK right-wing activist and journalist Tommy Robinson was arrested and reportedly jailed Friday after he filmed members of an alleged child grooming gang entering a court for trial. He's about as radical as your average Fox News report. Maybe Brian Kilmeade. But the details of his purported sentence remain murky after the judge ordered the press not to report on the case. Oh, wow. Robertson, the former head of the English Defense League and a longtime activist against Islam and Islamic migration, was arrested after he was filming men accused of being part of a gang that groomed children. That's not on the tape, so they just say that. Britain has been rocked by a series of child sex scandals perpetrated by gangs of predominantly Muslim men. Video shows Robinson, whose real name is Stephen Lennon, being surrounded by as many as 7 police officers as he live-streamed the incident on his phone. He never puts out his real name because they attack his children. They come to his house. He's been put in jail for a year for exposing the grooming gangs years ago. So there they are outing his real name so they can find out where he lives. The police informed him he was being arrested for breach of the peace. But shortly after his arrest, a source with knowledge of the case told Fox News that he had been jailed for 13 months on contempt of court charge. A court listing indicated the case was closed by Friday afternoon, 1 hour after his arrest. One source said he was jailed in Hull Prison. That's confirmed. The prison declined to comment to Fox News on whether Robinson was there. Leeds Crown Court also did not return a request for information. Won't even tell you where someone is and say don't talk about it. And don't talk about the pedophiles. According to the Independent, Robinson was already on a suspended sentence for contempt of court over a gang rape case in 2017 that he was exposing. The judge in the case on Friday slapped a reporting ban on the case. The order bans reporters from reporting on the case if there's reason to believe the reporting could prejudice the trial. The trial's over, folks. It's in deliberations. So see how that works? The order prevents reporting until the conclusion of the trial Robinson was reporting on. So they're saying don't report on him being disappeared to prison. The gag order led to news outlets in the UK removing their reporting. See, people on Twitter couldn't believe me when I first told them this. Because like, oh, they don't tell people not to report. That's England's a free country. Why, look at the royal wedding. The gag order led to news outlets in the UK removing the reporting from their websites to comply with the order. Most remaining reporting in the UK comments on his arrest, but not on the reason he was arrested or sentenced. Reporting on government-backed child kidnapping rings. Sources with knowledge of Robinson's case spoke on condition of anonymity in the part because they fear they would be arrested for contempt. So we're having one of the few people who has the courage to come on next segment. One told Fox News off record that Robinson's lawyer warned that considering the presence of Muslim gang members in the prison, a 13-month sentence was tantamount to a death sentence for Tommy Robinson. We can't tell you why this hero is even in jail if you're in England. Tommy's lawyer said he will likely die in jail given his profile and previous credible threats, and the judge basically said he doesn't care. The source said he sentenced him to 13 months. Reaction to Robinson's sentencing from commentators and right-wing politicians was fierce, particularly as is the latest in a series of commentators, particularly those who are critical of Islam and mass Islamic immigration into the UK being locked up by British authorities. Or conservatives and libertarians, they just search engine you when you fly into the country and you're there with your wife and kids, but if you're a conservative or libertarian or a Christian activist, you're banned from coming in. Now, that's Fox News, folks, and that's a whitewash compared to what's really going on. This is coming here. This is what the left is already doing here. Roger Stone called me today. We talked for about 30 minutes, and he said, Alex, this is the biggest Mueller news ever I'm going to break on your show. And so that's coming up. He said it's confirmed Mueller is planning to frame him, not on Russia-related stuff, but on other made-up things, and is asking all these personal sexual questions, you name it, of just hundreds of people going back decades to absolutely smear the daylights out of him. And just like they raided Trump's lawyer and then gave the private info about porn stars or whatever to the media and about Sean Hannity having phone conversations with him like that was dirty or bad. Now you're Russian if you're Sean Hannity and you talk to Trump's lawyer who's been your friend for many years. This is the craziness of it. They have all his text messages, all his emails going back for a decade, and they're trying to find something. And they're threatening people. They find enough of Roger's friends or associates over the years. They'll find somebody's got a problem themselves, so they'll make stuff up on Roger in hopes that Roger makes stuff up on Trump. And even Politico and The Hill both reported that Mueller wants Roger to flip. But Roger just told me, and it's true. None of it's true. There's nothing there. I remember telling Roger, well, if you've got that guy that knows Assange, that DJ, you remember he was telling me, I know this New York talk show host that knows him good, and he's going to go to London in a few months, and hopefully we get something. And I remember Roger going, yeah, no, he won't come on. And everybody was trying to get Assange on. The New York Times had him on. Sean Hannity had him on. Anderson Cooper had him on around that time. We're like, why aren't you coming on our shows, Assange? You want the establishment? But as soon as they shut his internet off, oh, now he can't talk to anybody. Now he's persona non grata. So the idea that we're Russian because we never talked to Assange and there's no proof he got his info from the Russians is thousands of degrees of separation, and it's cuckoo land. But now, more than a dozen people I've learned have been questioned by Mueller and his team intensely about my relationship with Stone. And they keep asking about personal stuff like, well, what goes on between them? And they're like, I don't know anything about it. I know he goes on the show. I know he works some with InfoWars as a contributor. Until this year, Stone was a contributor at Fox. They have thousands of people that are on the payroll there. He was on the payroll at Fox. Does that mean Fox is a Russian agent group? But it's just crazy to know this. And so I'll tell the FBI right now, I've not had sex with Roger Stone. I've not even kissed him, since you want to know. Yes, folks, that's the type of things that are now going on in this country. It came out in a press report that I won't even name 2 weeks ago, that lawyers talking to former people that worked here said, oh, no, we don't want employment disputes. We have the witnesses. I'm just waiting until this gets down to brass tacks and our counteraction. We want you to say Jones wants to have sex with you. And to those folks' credit, they said, well, he never said it, but I telepathically thought it. And again, I hadn't seen the new Beavis and Butthead series. Beavis and Butthead came out 25 years ago, but I hadn't seen the new season they did 3 years ago. I was flipping through channels the other night, and I saw Beavis and Butthead, the new season, and I watched like 3 of them with my son. The girls had already gone to bed. And I said, is this an old? This is hilarious. He goes, no. My son said, this came out a few years ago, Dad. Because Beavis and Butthead believe people are telepathically sexually harassing them, and they go to court, and the judge agrees. And now I understand. My life is a literal Beavis and Butthead episode where people telepathically believe I want to have sex with them. It says in the EEOC complaint, Jones never made gay advances, but I felt like he wanted it. Oh, my God. I mean, that's like a science fiction comedy. That is a literal Beavis and Butthead episode. In fact, can you guys find it? I bet it's on YouTube. Beavis and Butthead sexual harassment episode, new season. The lawyer's like, we are going to sue the school. We are going to sue the teachers. We are going to sue the principals. And then finally they go into court and they go, she's looking at me. Yeah. She wants me. Yeah. The judge goes, that's it. I agree. You are sentenced for harassing Beavis and Butthead. And then finally they go to the judge and she goes, good job, boys. And they go, you're harassing us. Yeah. And then the show ends. Because that's where this insanity ends. Meanwhile, giant child kidnapping rings in Hollywood, in the Vatican, from Boys Town, USA, to Melbourne, Australia, to Vatican City, Italy. It's all confirmed massive child kidnapping rings, and they're using Islam to do it because they've always had sex harems and underage people. That's authorized in the Quran. Have sex with 9-year-olds if you want. That's a fact. And if you are someone that has a tanning salon and you're 23 years old like Tommy Robinson, and you see little 9-year-old girls being pimped down the street corner, and you go up and get in fist fights with the Muslims, he started kicking their butts and saving the little girls. And then he'd take them back to their poor parents. It was always poor kids. And they'd say, we tried to do something, Tommy, but the police say they'll take our children if we don't let the muzzies have sex with them. These are quotes. So Tommy organized the town, and they took his business, took his house. The government came and said mortgage fraud, claiming that he didn't make as much as he said on some form, and put him in maximum security for over a year, and they almost killed him. All because he saw little girls from the kebab shop next door being put in cars with men and crying for mommy. I see white guys, Christian guys, Muslim guys, a Catholic priest, a Muslim, anybody with a little kid crying like a pimp with men pulling up, the pimp's putting them in there. I'm going to beat the hell out of them. And folks, that's a normal response, and that's why Tommy's a hero, and that's why he's in jail, and they have a national ban on him. So as soon as Colin Robertson gets back on that London Underground to his house, he'll be on with us. He's very close, I'm told. We're in the last break. He may even be there now. We'll see. Infowars.com, newswars.com. If you're a radio listener and want to see the added dimension of video, infowars.com/show. If you're watching us on any of our video streams on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, realize they're trying to censor that. You've got to hand share those videos. You've got to hand share those articles. That's how you save these children. Because this isn't about Tommy Robinson. It's not about Alex Jones. It's not about Donald Trump. It's about a worldwide criminal network using illegal, illicit sex trade to fund their operations and corrupt people to take over government. It's an intelligence operation. And when you fund us and you spread the articles and the links, you are literally standing up to this network. But I've learned that's who's at the heart of it. That's who we're fighting. And radical Islam fits like a hand in glove. We're going to break with so much more coming up, ladies and gentlemen. These are epic times, the day before Memorial Day. We salute all our veterans. We have a Memorial Day special running for a couple more days. Free shipping on all the best-selling items. DNA Force, 50% off. Brain Force, 50% off. The Real Red Pill Plus, now with energy. It's amazing. Try it. Super Male Vitality, Super Female Vitality. Get it all, 50% off, and help fund the info war. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say, see, I told you so, that communist Chinese-style net censorship was coming to the web, because it's already here. It's being announced. The way you keep the internet open and free is you get involved more than ever. Go to Infowars.com/app. A new battleship in the fight. Infowars Live, available right now. We're looking for a crew to man it. You going to sit down and play games and be a trendy? Or are you going to be part of history? Don't sit by and let the internet and free speech be stolen from you. Take action.